Message to the president. The industry for truckers is dying. It is being sucked dry by these soulless corporations and lobbyists, and it's got to change. There has got to be a change. There got to be a minimum freight cost of $4 a mile. There has got to be a minimum driver wage of $1 a mile, because all these companies, you can't haul freight for $2.38 a mile when it costs $2.25 to maintain the equipment and get the stuff moved. That leaves nothing for the drivers and the people at the office and the people involved. That's nothing. Brokers should be capped at 3 to 5%. You know, the people that make this stuff work are the truck drivers and the carriers. And they need to take home the biggest piece of the pie. You know, this is ridiculous. And it's caused safety issues across the board. Everybody's got to cut corners, they got to go above and beyond what they can do safely just to try and make it to get ahead, and still not get ahead. These companies are having to borrow and go into debt, hoping to God for a miracle. And we need a miracle. We need a government that's going to look at this and say, listen, these corporations aren't going to step in and do it. They're not going to do the right thing. We got to do what's right for the people, for the hardworking people of America. Or the trucking industry is just going to come to a halt, because nobody's going to be able to do it. It can't keep going on like this. You know, it can't. And I know that $4 a mile, you're going to have to cut the fat somewhere, but guess what's going to happen? Some companies are going to cut the fat at the top. They're going to take away all this money for the corporate, the CEOs, all these bonuses they're making for robbing people, you know, because as much as they can steal from somebody, that's how they get their bonuses. That by expanding the profit on the bottom line, making it grow, by cutting the throats of all the people involved. Well, what's going to happen is these companies are either going to raise their prices on their product, and other companies are going to cut the fat at the top and start giving people what they're worth instead of what they've stolen. And some companies' prices are going to stay the same, and some companies' prices are going to skyrocket. Guess what? The consumer is going to look at that and go buy the fairly priced freight where the people made the right decision for the company and for the people involved, all the people involved, not just the shareholders and the profit people and all that. So, like I say, I'm just a truck driver. I'd love for Donald Trump to hear this message. Guys, if we pull together and share it, make another video, stitch it, I don't care, but let's get the word out there, because it's not going to happen on its own. That's why we have a minimum wage for normal workers at McDonald's, because if we didn't, these corporations don't give a fuck, and they would straight up be paying people $1 an hour and not caring. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. That's how a soulless corporation works. You know, and I know all the sales guys and all the broker guys and all the guys that's been living high off the hog for all this time. It's going to be a reckoning coming if we get this done, because you've been getting paid too much. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but the guys out on the road risking their life every day, risking to crash their truck and a load, and any minute, any dumbass guy in a car or your own error or anything could happen, and that's it. You're done. But when you're in an office, just booking loads, playing on the damn internet and your phone all day long, worst that can happen is your computer crash. And you get to go home to your family every night, relax, and do all this. You're making too much money. 3%, 5% cap on broker rates. $4 a mile mandatory for any freight to move, doesn't matter what it is, anywhere in the country. That's how it needs to be. We got to have this happen, I think, anyway. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. Share this video. It doesn't do no good to watch it and not like it and share it. If you feel like I feel, let's get this out there. If you got a video that you got the same thing going on, send it to me. I'll share it too. I'll follow you back. You know, God bless everybody. I hope everybody has a great Tuesday. So talk to you later.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Truckers in America. The people who literally keep the country alive. They haul your food, your gas, even that package you ordered at 2 a.m. when you swore you weren't buying anything else. But here's the plot twist. A lot of them can't even afford to live in the states they're driving through. California, New York, yeah, those places look great on postcards. But for truckers, it's like playing life on expert mode. You're working 60 hours a week just to pay rent in a shoebox apartment with neighbors you can hear breathing.
Well, I don't know if you don't know, I'm a truck driver, right? Owner-operator. And unfortunately for a while now, how can I say it? A trucking recession. Truck drivers are falling like dominoes, giving up on the business. Today was an unusual day. A few of my friends, they post their trucks on Marketplace. They just want to get rid of it. They just want to move on. They're not too many people are looking at, in general, nobody wants to buy. So, like I said, today was a little unusual. A few of the guys called me up and said, why don't you take the trucks and give us a few dollars and pay us the rest in payments? And I was telling them, like, what you're going through, I'm going through the same way. So if I was to take the trucks, I'm going to park them, and they're going to be like table ornaments. They're going to gather rust. You can't afford to hire no drivers because it's not worth it. That's number one. There is no work. When is this going to end? I have no idea. This trucking recession, I guess we're going to call it. I don't know. And the few guys that are doing okay, the only reason they're doing okay is they're doing Amazon Relay. If you don't know what Amazon Relay is, it's like an app where you pick certain moves that you want to do. And the only good moves on that app are called crosstowns, intermodal work. That's the only thing that's moving these guys around right now. Other than that, it's just...
If you think trucking is bad now, it's going to get a lot worse. I've been following the trucking data for quite some time in different market cycles. And there's just one thing that people are just not talking about enough. And look, every market, has boom cycles and recessions and things like that and recoveries. And trucking is going to have its recovery as well. But the thing that people are just not really talking about is capitulation. If you look at every market crash out there, it starts going on a downtrend, on a downtrend, on a downtrend. It has some recoveries here and there, some bear traps, and then all of a sudden you have capitulation, that big sudden downturn where you think the world is going to end and things are never going to be the same again. Then after that you have consolidation, where things kind of like cool down and then you eventually recover. That is what I've been waiting to happen when it comes to truck driving. Even before Trump got elected, I understood this, and a lot of people would talk about, hey, trucking is getting a little bit better. The demand is balancing out versus the amount of trucks out there, and so many trucks have gone out of business. When I looked at the chart, I understood that there was a lot more pain to go. I think that we're getting near to that pain, and I think that the tariffs is going to be the catalyst that we need for us to see that capitulation in the market. Once we do see that sudden downturn and in that intense fear that's going to be all over the country, only then, I believe, is going to be a good time for us to say, okay, this is the bottom over here. Things are eventually going to get better from this point, but it is going to get a lot worse than it is right now. And this means that if you have any payments, if you're barely making it now, you're not going to make it later on. If you have any overhead at all, you most likely won't make it. You see, because I understood this, I put myself in a position where no matter what happens in the market, there's no possibility of me failing. This is why I think that truck driving is kind of a superpower if you use it correctly. Now, I make more sacrifices than the other truck driver, and I'm willing to do things that other people are just simply not. And that's why I sold everything I had. I live in my truck, and no matter what is happening in the market, I'm gonna survive. Now, I don't expect everyone to do this in order to survive, but you do have to understand that if you do have a high truck payment, if you're not on the road as much as you can, if you're not saving everything that you can, if you're not going as hard as you can, you're probably not gonna make it. And that's just the truth. Unless you have very specialized freight, unless you have contracts with people, or you are in a company that is most likely not gonna go out of business. If you are an owner-operator and you're just one more guy out there that's making his payments, you're most likely not going to make it. The fact of the matter is that after COVID, there were too many trucks out there on the road. And we are starting to see people get out of the business. And while, sure, I'm happy that people are getting out of the business, I'm not happy that people are losing their trucks and their investments. I would much rather see these mega carriers lay off people, and then it's still something that sucks, but I would much rather see that than somebody lose all of their life and their dreams and everything that they put into a business just for factors that are incredibly out of our control. But this is the reality, so get ready.
Hey, I want to document my journey on leaving a good paying job and living my best life. I know you might be asking, why would you want to quit a good job? Well, one thing, I make $30-something an hour. I'm in the union, dump truck driving, highway work. It's time consuming, that's why. I put in 75 hours last week alone, 76 hours to be exact, and brought home a $2,900 check. That was gross. After taxes, it was $2,000. And that made me realize, damn, they just took $1,000 of my money for taxes.
Another worst week for the trucking industry. I'm actually sitting in Seattle, Washington right now without a load. I don't have no load right now. I dropped my load 8 o'clock in the morning and it's already 1 o'clock that I'm sitting here waiting for the load. A lot of people been asking me, does it gonna get fixed? Is it gonna get better? I have no fucking clue what is gonna happen because day by day it's getting worse and worse. I have no clue. I haven't seen trucking industry like this in the past 10 years. This is the worst year for the trucking industry. Worst year. And when I came to the truck stop, I reserved a shower. There were 23 people in front of me in the line. 23 people. It's been 4 hours I'm waiting for the shower. And they still 3 people ahead of me. Still. So you can imagine that how many people are sitting at this truck stop without a load. All the truck drivers, we have nothing else to do besides taking shower all day. Pray for everybody. Stay safe on the road.
And the numbers? Whew. The average trucker salary might sound solid on paper, but the second you stack it against $7 gas, sky-high rent, and groceries that now cost the same as concert tickets, suddenly that paycheck stretches thinner than a gas station coffee cup. So what's happening? Truckers are leaving. They're packing up the rigs, rolling out of expensive states, and heading somewhere their paycheck actually covers more than ramen noodles. And honestly, can you blame them? These are people driving 18-wheelers, not chasing 18-bedroom mansions.
Brokers calling to make sure you're speaking, reading, and writing English before you can cover their load. That's right. I got me a load coming out of Iowa, going back to Texas. I shouldn't have took it because it's a long wait, but I heard Texas and I said, fuck it, I'm going home. Because I'm going home before this blitz comes. I don't got time for that. But anyway, broker called to see if I spoke English before he let me cover this load. I asked him why, and he said because they're starting to make sure that the loads are going to be able to get where they need to go without any problems. Makes sense to me. Yeah, I read, write, and speak English pretty damn good. It's no problem. But it's a heads up. If you're booking these loads, you might get a call from the broker to make sure you can cover it. Make sure you by speaking English. It's changing times, man. I don't disagree with it. I'm all for it. Call me all you want. Hell, you should have gave me more money for being able to speak English. But all that's about to change. Because you're going to have to. Because you got 250,000 illegal immigrant CB1 visa drivers on these roads. They can't read, write, or speak English. Then they're about to go. God bless Trump for making this happen, for real. Y'all have a good one. Be safe.
Mainstream media always tells us when we're above the target. We have gone hard on non-domicile drivers, and now nothing but fear mongering from mainstream media. We don't have enough trucks. We don't have enough drivers. We need these drivers. Shelves are going to go empty. Just nothing but utter bullshit. Why? Because when we dig deep enough, it's corporate America that's behind it. Corporate America lobbied for these drivers. Corporate America wanted cheaper freight so that they could profit more. They didn't care about the safety of the American people. They didn't care about American people having these jobs. Who do you think, excuse me, who do you think is paying right now and telling the media the talking points? Corporate America. They're fear mongering like a motherfucker right now just because we got them. We heard them. We did it again. It's one of those things when we all get together and we focus, we're able to make things happen. Things are changing. I heard today that ICE is at truck stops. They're at truck stops. They're giving the English test. They're checking for legal residency. Work visas are shut down. It's working. We're doing a great job. Me and you, all of us, everybody who's talking about it. We're doing a good thing. Share this.
Finally fucking quit. They told me to drop the truck off in Nashville, Tennessee, or they was gonna hit me with an abandonment. Oh no. So I drove that motherfucker all the way to Nashville, Tennessee, then paid for it and took a Greyhound all the way back to the crib. Yep. Finally fucking quit. Problem is, man, I'm faced with the same problem. For no job or fucking hire me. Like Western is the only option, gang. And what's discouraging is, bro, 5 different companies. Five of them bitches, bro. These 5 different companies, bro, is accepting motherfuckers off the street. No CDL needed. They will pay for your CDL. And they tell them my ass to wait a year or 2 for them. I'm like, damn, what you mean? A year or 2? Like a year or 2 experience? It was like, nah, we just need 7 years from your gun case and 2 years from your speeding ticket. I'm like, damn. Yep. So now I'm sitting here, bro. Fucking sitting here. Like a fucking lump on the wall, bro. Like, damn. And my brain got to wondering, bro, like what the fuck was the point of this, bro? Like, I just spent 5 bands on the license that I didn't fucking need just to go back to a fucking factory. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm fighting, you feel me? Trying to find a fucking way, bro. So I think, I'm like, man, maybe I can buy my own truck. Maybe I might do that. For now. I seen one for sale, $62,000, 2023 Freightliner. For them, Freightliner Cascadia. The shit looked decent. On funnel grade. 269,000 miles. I'm like, all right, that's good. That's great. That's around the fucking same truck that I just had. You feel me? So I started getting the opinions from, different truckers and shit. And some say, man, it's not the best time to do it. You're going to have problems getting loads. You're going to face with the same fucking issues. And then one said, nigga, they still ask for your background. That's fucking crazy. Like that's crazy, bro. They still ask for your background, bro. Like, after you got your own fucking truck, you under your own shit, they still ask for your background, bro. Like think of that, right? Think of that. Trucking was for felons, funnel grade. All these fucking certification jobs, bro, that shit was for fucking felons, bro. To give you a quote-unquote second chance, bro. But damn, what the fuck is going on? You turning a motherfucker down for a gun case. That happened in 2019, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy as shit, bro. No cap. On funnel grade, bro. Like, damn, bro. Imagine that your ass jumping factory to factory, hearing that same shit, bro. Like, damn, no, we can't accept you because your background history, whatever. And then you thinking like, I bet maybe I need a fucking felon job. You feel me? Every motherfucker telling you, like, hey, man, you might as well get your CDLs, man. No cap, you accepted anyway. They don't get no fuck about no felonies. As long as your ass can breathe and drive, they good. They accepting motherfuckers who fall asleep. Sleep apnea. How the fuck you accepting sleep apnea, bro? But you not accepting a motherfucker who had a gun case from 2019, bro. It's crazy. But I'm like, all right, that's good. All right, let me do it. Phone them. Walked my dumb ass to CDL school, the happiest motherfucker, bro. Just to find out I'm faced with the same fucking issues, bro. Like, damn, bro. Like, no cap, folks. I don't know, bro. Y'all won't get it. I swear to God, y'all won't get it, bro. Y'all won't get it. Because this shit is irritating, bro. Like, it's irritating as fuck. I get it. Yeah, I did my shit. Funnel grade. Blame on me. Smooth. Cool. What the fuck is the next step, nigga? What's the next step? Huh? I'm just trying to do better, folks. I'm just trying to do better, bro. For now. It's like y'all ass pushing me back, gang. Shit. I'll let you know what happened next.
So this morning, hundreds of videos I've seen of truck drivers who can barely speak a lick of English saying they're gonna have to give it up. We're also seeing reports that a lot of foreigners are putting their trucks and trucking businesses up for sale. A lot of people would say they ruined the trucking industry. Rates are so much lower because there's a lot of foreigners who don't keep their trucks up to par or all their licensing and permits up to par to cut costs and have been skating by, still making a profit, while legitimate trucking companies haven't been able to survive. So if you do the research, there's like 700,000, 650,000 foreign truck drivers in this country. A percentage of those that don't speak a word of English because they're being pulled over and they're being ticketed, and their companies that they work for are being notified that, hey, you can't have drivers out here that can't speak decent English. We should see a reduction in truckers, and hopefully that will help bring safety to the roads and bring the business of trucking back for those who are legit. Because yeah, it's been rough the last few years, and with this whole tariff war and lack of freight, it's going to be an ugly couple of months for the trucking business until things get squared away before it comes back. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know.
This is my coolant. This is my sight glass. I will never remove this cap while the engine is hot.
With a car, they need some type of probable cause to pull you over. As a truck, it can just be 100% random. And they can just say, hey, let's inspect the vehicle together.
As of right now, they're not prepared to speak English when they're driving a truck because nobody's requiring that of them, right? They speak English to pass the test, and then after that, they're not required.
We have to let the examiner know that they are clean.
You gotta check if it's clean, proper color, not breaking, or not
missing. He passed the first test on the second, and well done.
The real kicker is, if the folks who deliver our essentials can't even afford their own essentials, that's a sign the system's broken. Because it's not just about truckers, it's about everyone. If the backbone of America is bending under the cost of living, what chance do the rest of us have? So maybe the real roadblock isn't traffic. Maybe it's the price tag on simply existing. Let me throw it to you. If you were a trucker, would you stay in a high-cost state for the lifestyle, or would you pack it up and roll to somewhere cheaper? Drop your take in the comments, because this one affects way more than just the guys behind the wheel.
Russell Rocha has been a truck driver for 17 years.
We need to open the door to opportunity for everybody.
While he says there is a need for drivers, Rocha sees the logic behind the executive order signed by President Donald Trump on Monday.
So if you can't read or understand a certain sign that's a little dangerous, it could affect all of us.
The new order requires truckers to demonstrate proficiency using the English language before getting behind the wheel. According to the executive order, proficiency means drivers can read and understand traffic signs and communicate with traffic safety, border patrol, and agricultural checkpoints, as well as others.
Es una ley inefasta.
It's an awful law, Joman Rivera told me.
En mis 15 años como camionero.
In my 15 years as truck driver, I never had an issue with English. Rivera claims he recognized the signs and communicated with officers with his limited English. First off, but according to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, there are documented cases where drivers' inability to read signs and speak the language may have contributed to a series of fatal accidents.
We have to watch out for lives. I mean, that's most important, right? It depends on how many people are affected and how many people decide to exit the industry because of this.
Rivera says he's already seen many truck drivers putting their trucks on sale.
Just like that, we're done. That's it. 14 years on the road, or 14 years driving. Time to hang the keys up. Literally, right there. Hang them up. I'm done. I think this was my final trip. I know this was my final trip. No more truck life. No more road life. Ready to go home and see what's in store. Y'all be safe on those road drivers. I'll still be here, but I said I won't be in the truck. I'll be home. So keep following me, see what I got going on. Should be an interesting journey. Peace. One door closes and another one opens. Out of here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I done got most of it, almost all of them. I only got a few left. And I'm on one and another guy's on one. We're not even doing any good. Today, for example, came out, did a box, waiting on something else to come in, nothing else come in. What about tomorrow? It's not looking good either tomorrow. So I don't blame anybody that leaves the business right now because it's not worth it. You would think that the only business that wouldn't go down is trucking, because if you all know, I mean, everything in the stores and wherever you go, it comes from a delivery guy, driver that delivers shit. But unfortunately, that's not the case no more. God help us all, man. Peace out.
What up, TikTok fam? I know y'all ain't been seeing me, but this is why. This is me cleaning out the truck, y'all, with the company I was working with. And sad to say today, I'm done with trucking, y'all. I quit with this company. I'll make another video on why I quit with them, but that ain't for this video, but I'm done. This is my truck that I had parked in my yard. I'm cranking it up. This is my first truck that I bought. I love it. I made a lot of money out of this truck, and I am selling it to this Mexican dude. Now I'm moving on, man. I'm done with all this trucking shit, cutting my losses, and I got another venture I'm moving on to, but I'll let y'all know what's going on next.
It's gonna come a time when you out here and you gonna be like, man, I'm done. I quit. I can't take no more. And that's the time where trucking defines you. You know, you see a lot of people out here, man, they glorify trucking. They making videos, it's fun, it's funny. But in all actuality, it's not all fun and games, man. You're going to have times like today where I feel like I'm done, man. I just want to go home and be in my bed. I want to be asleep. Listen, I'm a human at the end of the day.